Let's see, November 17th. Added 2 new sensors in the secondary thermal mass tank. Was kind of getting annoyed at dumping heat from the main tank to the secondary and then not being able to see how many actual BTUs we were storing or what temperature it was at. So dug up a couple of old sensors. They're actually pipe sensors that I made up, but they'll work for now. Hooked them up last night and rewrote the code to reflect them, so we're calculating BTUs appropriately. You can see where that came online here on the top and the bottom chart. Just thought I would share a quick update of this. I'll try and remember to get a clip in the greenhouse of the new sensors in place. So I did remember to get a shot. I don't know how well you can see those, but an upper and a lower. So now we can monitor that, and now I can change that script to read the temperature difference between this tank and that tank and do our heat transfer based more on that than on just temperature of this. So that's a much more dynamic management method. And then when I get time and pieces together financially, I'll take this other pump that I have, second pump, drop it in this tank, and run some looping coils in under this bed, and I'll probably bring a couple of barrels in here and set them up under the bench somewhere here so we have extra thermal mass, and we'll distribute a little bit more of that heat more evenly throughout the greenhouse, which I'm really looking forward to that project. I just haven't had time. This has been a crazy busy fall, we'll put it that way. Good busy, just busy. So that's it for now. You are coming with me. Sometimes they're a little hung up. You're a big old heavy maple. She's hung in all those branches. That's right, we'll skid this out and we'll go right around and come in from this angle. We'll be able to pull away from what it's bound on. And now we're on the other side of the tree. We skidded the other hunk of the log up and out. We're pulling out and away from this now. Should come right free. Keep your fingers crossed. Yep. Away she came. Now she's pretty heavy, pretty sitting on the ground. This is pretty wet, slippery clay soil. I'm not going to bury myself in here, so I'm going to come back and cut off another hunk. But now we got this out where we can pull it off here safely without any of this stuff springing back or this falling on top of me. It's all about safety, especially with heavy machinery. Husky time. I should be able to take her with us. She's severed. We brought her around and swung her around. This log is still pretty heavy, and I'm hooked down low on the machine. So what I'm going to do is move my hitch point a little higher. That'll give me some lift on this end and take some of the drag out of this, because the hill I'm going up is pretty steep. So I was hitched down low here. That's the frame for the backhoe here. Disadvantage of having the backhoe is I can't just grab this and yank it with me. I can't move things around as easily. Advantage is the backhoe isn't in the way, so I can take a nice high hitch point here that's not going to mess with these valve bodies and pull this with a little bit of lift on the front end. Hopefully it'll work like I theorize it will. Murphy's Law always likes to step in, you know how that is. Posse traction kicked in, or that you won't get up that hill. Brand new green cherry I just dropped. Yeah, sometimes I burn green, but also this will dry out if I don't get to it. Started snowstorming when I was dropping it. That's a sign. Keep moving. That's the top. That's it. The entire cherry tree. 2 strips. Maybe 20 minutes. We're dropping it in half an hour. Max. I think my friend Brad and I over at Grow the Farm Up must have some kind of quantum brain connection going on, because he made this comment. I saw the desktop notification come up here on the Raspberry Pi just as I went to pull the power on the Pi. As I've mentioned before, I've only got the Massey Ferguson tractor battery here running the Pi for now, and so I got to pull it when I go out for firewood. Can't wait to see the greenhouse operation and climate controls. Raspberry Pi working over the winter months as the real cold weather hits. Appreciate the greenhouse updates. Very informative. Thanks, Brad. Appreciate it. And it's funny that I was just going out to get firewood when you made that comment. Anyway, let's just take a look here. I pulled some of that green cherry back, and I know people are probably going to write all kinds of crap in the comments about it, and I don't care. I like burning green cherries sometimes. It actually burns pretty well for a green wood. I don't recommend you do this in your stove, in your home, in your scenario. I'm very careful about this. I know how to burn off creosote, and of course I have a system that monitors and controls this whole operation, so I always know what's going on out here. In your house, this is very likely to burn your house down if you're not cleaning your chimney very frequently. The only wood I'm aware of that you can burn green that doesn't cause a lot of creosote is ash. And I do burn a lot of ash in here as well. Ash is pretty nice. About 20 million BTUs to the cord dry. It's probably significantly less when it's wet, but boy is one hot wood. Cherry falls just not too far behind that at 19 million BTUs per cord. Of course, that's also a dry rating. But I love the smell of cherry, and even the green cherry puts off this nice deep cherry smell, and almost has like a chocolatey component to it. So it's one of my favorites to burn. Anyway, I just threw some green on here on top of a little bit of a coal base. It's always a little sluggish getting going, but once it gets going, it puts out good heat. So nice to have some firewood other than half-rotted maple to play with. Alright, I think that's it for today's update. Just wanted to share a little bit of skidding logs with the tractor and that sort of stuff. I don't think I've shared too much of that sort of stuff, and it's something I really enjoy. I really enjoy going after firewood, especially with the tractor now. That just makes the job so much easier. Just go out and drop a tree and skid it back, and it's not a big deal. Anyway, just thought I would do a quick update. Hope you found this interesting or informative. If you have questions or comments, don't be afraid to do so down below. Don't forget, my show is on tonight at 12 a.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Pacific. That's Comrades in Farms. We talk about regenerative agriculture and a whole broad scope of stuff around that. Last week, Brad from Grow the Farm Up and I, who is a seed breeder out in Nebraska, talked about food labeling and developing an independent third-party food labeling. That's something his company has been striving to do for a while. Looks like that's about 2 years or so away. So if you're looking for a food label that brings the whole chain of everything that the seed, right on through from seed to table, what's been done to those crops, this is your opportunity to weigh in on that conversation, and I encourage you to do so. Please go back and check out Comrades in Farms episode 13 for that information. And Brad and I will be talking a lot more about this in the coming days, weeks, and months as we go forward. What else? Let's see. You can catch these episodes, the Comrades in Farms episodes. They lag about a month behind the YouTube channel, but you can download them in podcast form. If you just go to Anchor Podcast and look them up, we're on like Anchor and Google Pocket and I don't know, I think like 6 different platforms now. So that's another way to listen to this if you want to just download it and listen to it in podcast form. I think that's it. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network.